Now we are going to create controllers for facial expressions, and in order to do that we are going to just simply create some boxes. And for that I need to use the drawing or the curve tool to create some boxes. Do not use the square, because if you create a square with that, it will show you quickly. You just create a square there, and I'm gonna go look for it. And if you look at that square, yes, that will work for you. But when you see it, they are independent segments, so that wouldn't be useful. So we want to create squares here, and for that we're going to use the curve tool. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to just make sure that the curve tool is using the curve degree 1 linear. The difference is that this is going to allow me to make curves that are straight with right angles and corners. So I'm going to start by clicking somewhere here. So I'm going to turn on my grid. So I'm going to just go from here. I'm going to do that one. From here to there. And just roughly create an object there and just hit enter. And that way I have that. Modify center point freeze transformations on this guy. I'm gonna just rename it. It's gonna be so I'm just going to rename it control box, and I'm going to duplicate it and then scale it down. So I'm doing a little lever from it like that. I'm going to modify center point, delete history, and modify freeze transformations. The rest, I'm going to go to control slider, and I'm going to, because this one's going to be moving inside of the other one, I'm going to group it. I'm going to modify center pivot point, and it's going to be called slider group, control slider group. And this other one is going to be group it too. This is going to be called box group, control box group. Modify center pivot point, and I'm going to make this control box. I'm gonna make it a template. So when I say display template, the reason for that is because I need to see it, but I don't need to be able to select it, because the only one that I need to select is this guy. Now I'm gonna grab that guy, this second box, this one and this one, I'm gonna group them all together like that. Control G to group, and I'm gonna go with macro slider group 01. Of course, modify center pivot point. I'm gonna be moving in a minute, so that one is going to be my first slider. But before I do anything to it, I need to do something to this one, because I want this slider to be able to move down there to -7 and to Actually, let's say 6 is the maximum I wanted to go. So when I just bring it back to 0, and I just on the slider itself, I'm going to open up the attribute for it, and I'm going to look for the control slider node. I'm going to limit the information. I'm going to make sure that the translation, it cannot go on, and Y and X cannot move. So beyond 604Z, I want to for sure absolutely lock it so that that one has limits, so it's locked completely in the direction, nobody can move it. And I'm going to limit it and Y is going to be -6 is the minimum. I'm going to just move that one here, just turn it on, and then I'm going to see 6 positive is the maximum. Move that one here, turn it on, and then I'm going to keep it at 0 also in X. I don't want it to be moved in X in that direction. I'm going to lock those. That way, this guy, I can only move it up and down, nowhere else. And of course, the 0 value is the middle. Because I have it as a group, I can now grab this group and I can move it over here. I'm going to turn on my grid one more time. I'm going to duplicate a group. And that's about the number of sliders that I need. So I have 6 sliders that, oh, not that. I'm going to turn off my grid. I'm going to move it back out. Somewhere there. I'm going to make sure that they are in the right location on the character. You can actually place them anywhere you want. I'm going to group this once again. And it's going to call face controls group. So I have those, and again, the only thing that is selectable here are the sliders, nothing else. Another thing that I'm going to add to those is names for it. And of course, names are connected, or something that I recognize. So I, as a rigger, can create. I probably will remember them, but anybody who's going to animate my character needs to know what those sliders control. So I have my facial expressions here already, and so I'm going to look at what I have. I have happy, sad, mad, annoyed, ouch, really, laughing, scared, cry. So I'm going to organize them in pairs because this slider is going to control one or the other one. You can have them individually too, from 0 to nothing, and or from 0 to activating the thing. So I'm going to go and start connecting first these guys to that, and then I'm going to just name them. So in order to do that, we're going to use a set-driven key. So I'm going to say Windows Animation. Sorry, not the right location. I'm going to go under Animation, Menu Set, and then Key, set-driven key. I'm going to open up the set-driven key window, and we're going to have this guy is going to be the driver, and of course the translation in Y is the only one that is going to drive that. And by the way, this guy, I can also remove all of its other attributes. That way I don't actually do it to all of them. Before I do all the set-driven keys, let me open them up. I'm going to click on all those controllers. So I'm going to select all of those except for translate Y. I'm going to say lock and hide those. That way, the only thing that I can see here are those. Right, now I can do the set-driven key. So I'm going to grab that first slider. I'm going to say, okay, that one is the driver. So now you see translate Y is the only one that is visible there. I'm going to connect it to, let me rename these ones with expressions. And I'm going to say happy and sad. They seem to be opposite, so I don't think there's going to be an expression, but I combine the two of them. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to select this blend shape node, and then I'll load it at the driven. So you can see that the expressions are appear there. So now the translation of that first slider is going to be loaded one more time. Translation of that one is going to be controlling happy and sad. And I'm going to say that at the 0 point, both are 0, so I'm going to key that. You see there is a little dot that appears. Now, when this guy goes up, happy goes up, I'm going to key it there. When the guy goes down, sad goes up. That way, you see now that the slider controls her face. And of course, the 0 point is where you want her to be in the middle. And so on and so forth. You will do then load the next one. And then the next one will be mad and annoyed, if those are the ones that you feel that match. And then same thing, the 0 point there get keyed, and then when this one goes up, then mad is activated, and then you key that. Then when this one goes down, annoyed gets activated. The key element is that the first keyframe you put is the one that is in neutral. That way you can always go to neutral and then go to the opposite. And then you go back to 0, and so on and so forth. So load that one. And then the next one is going to be ouch and really. And then it's going to say, okay, so key is that one. And then when this one goes up, ouch gets keyed. When this one goes down, really gets keyed. And then back to 0. Then load the next one. And then it's laughing and scared. And then again at the 0 point, you key it. You can name these ones actually connected to those names if you want to. I'm going to go back up to that one, and then laughing, key, then you go down, and then scared gets keyed. Notice the facial expressions are very exaggerated. And then I bring it back to 0. And then I load the next one. And then cry and blink at the one that I'm going to connect there. So key. And when this one goes up, she cries. Oops, just cry. Key. And then actually I'm going to change this one. Let me go back to 0 here, because I think so cry and surprised are better, and then blink and wink, and those could be separate. So I'm gonna go back to 0 in this case. I'm gonna just do that again. On those, I'm gonna key, and then when this one goes up, then I key that one, and when this one goes down, then I key the surprised one, and then the ones that are left are left wink and left right wink, and then I'm going to blink separate. So I'm going to just say left wink. I'm sorry, let me load this one first. And then left wink and right wink will be the ones there. So key. So when this one goes up, left wing is activated. And then when this one goes down, right wing is activated. And now I'm just left with the blink. I could put a blink on here, eye control, or I can put another controller here. I invite you to do many more. So I'm gonna just do, I'm gonna grab another lighter group. Let's say I have, which one is this one? This one, I'm going to duplicate that group. And I just move it over here. And this one has, I'm gonna load it, the driver. And then that one's going to drive blink. So key. I'm sorry, let me just put it back to 0. Key. And I'm going to just turn it on here and activate blink here. I'm going to key it again. And it's giving me a little yellow thing that means it's receiving a connection. So I'm going to just go and look for it and try to fix it because it's receiving a connection there. So what I'm going to do is it's not working because it's having a connection already. So I'm going to just right click on it and say break connection. That way it's not active, not connect anybody anywhere. But make sure that it still works, and yes, I can see the little eye blinking there in the distance, in the lower corner. So I'm going to try the connection again. I'm going to bring the guy back to 0. And now I'm going to load that one as the driver. And blink is the one on the other one. That was a key there. There we go. I took it, and then I turned it on there. And I'm going to just do the right wing was turned on, then open up with the blink up in there, and then key that one more time. So now I have a blink one there. So all of them should be activated. And you can combine if it allows you to do some combinations. Okay, so we got that. The last thing we're gonna do there is we want to create some names for it. So we're gonna just simply use create some typography. So you can go and create type. And normally when you say create type, Maya just thinks for a little bit and then launches the type application. So if you look at it, the word 3D type appears there, and we just need to look under the with that object selected. Let me minimize all this. With that object selected, I go to the type mesh shape under type actually. And under type, I'm going to just go put a name. So I'm going to start, for example, with happy. And I'm going to go under geometry. I'm going to say create curves from that. And that creates that curves for that. And I'm going to move that one out here. And then I'm going to go back to this one. And that one hasn't changed. I'll go back to type. I'm going to put sad. So because I have not done anything to it, just simply you can continue creating the different names that I have for my different flex expressions. So I can do them, as many as I need. When I'm done with all the names, I can delete this type mesh if I want to. Now with this, let's pretend I have all the names. I can just simply go and scale them down and move the map to where they need to go. So I can get these ones here, and I can get that one there. I You can just make them a bit smaller if they are too large. There we go. And these ones I can actually grab. And which one is the group for that one? Let me open that one up. So that one is that group. So I can go under the control group for that and grab those two and put them inside of that control group or put them inside of this box. That way they get templated and I'm not able to select anymore. So I can see the word there, but I cannot select them. So you continue so on and so forth doing all of them, and then when you're done, you delete your type mesh, which you don't need. Right? That's all for the facial controllers.